Welcome to It's All Fine and Angie, where we talk about community, health, culture, and all of the big and little things that make life good. Here are your hosts, Dan and Angie.
How cool is this?
It's so cool.
Isn't it?
It's here. We're doing it. It's happening.
Finally doing this. This is great. All right, so hello everyone. As you just heard from that great introduction, first off, I want to thank the guy that did that introduction. That guy's name is Bill Files. He is an amazing audio talent, voice talent, and we're going to have him on a future episode as a guest. More details about that later, but big thank you to Bill for that. As he just introduced, my name is Dan.
And I'm Angie.
And I promise we won't do that on every one of them. You sound like an old answering machine from the 80s. This is not my day job. I am an IT director for an engineering firm in my day job. I'm also an author of a couple of books, thriller fiction books. I go by the name Daniel Fox in my books. I have a book called In the Dark, was my first one, and I just released one called Lies That Bind. I am a father of 2 teenage children, and I'm still alive. I'm a big fan of consumer technology, and I'm also a giant nerd for Disney.
Huge.
Oh, thank
Huge
you.
Nerd.
Thanks for that. And I'm a big Apple nerd too. So there's a few little tidbits about me. We're going to get into some details about ourselves a little further in the episode, but I'd like to introduce my lovely co-host, Angie.
Yes, I am the other half of Dangie, aren't I?
You are indeed.
Yes. Hello, everyone. So happy to know that you are listening and supporting us, and we're just so excited to get this started. A little bit about myself. This is not my day job neither. I am actually a health and wellness coach. So that is a business that I just started. So I'm a proud business owner. And then I do have some side jobs that I do just to kind of fill in the time. Not that I have any time, so I don't know why I even have them, but you got to keep busy. I am also a mother of 2 grown-ups though. I have a 20-year-old and a 25-year-old, but still my babies, right? And I'm also going to school for a degree in alternative medicine, which kind of goes hand in hand with the health coaching. Oh, thank you. Applause.
That's me clapping over here.
Thank you. And a couple just fun facts about me is I love adventure. If something says don't do it, I want to do it and see what happens. Let's do it. Let's go over there.
All right.
Yes. And also I am a Friends fanatic, the TV show Friends. I love it. It's my sleep show, and I'm a little addicted.
I can hear the theme song in my head. One thing I want to mention about
I have a Friends shirt on. Look.
Oh, you do actually. Look at that. Right now, we should have Facebook Live to this one. So I also wanted to point out the name of your new business.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yes. So my new business is called Forever in Health. And I want to be everybody's forever coach. That's what I want to be. Just help people get better and balanced. That's what I want to do.
Awesome. So I promise we're not going to make this a big plug fest for our own adventures and business stuff. But I did want to mention just for this first episode, I'd forgotten to say, if you're interested in my novels, you can go to danielfoxbooks.com. And if you're interested in Angie's health coaching, you can go to foreverinhealth.com. And is there a certain way you have to spell that, or is it just foreverinhealth.com?
Just Forever in Health.
I should know that.
You should.
All right, I've been there. So anyway, there's a brief introduction, and normally the structure of the show will go like this. After we do this part, then we'll do segment 1, which we refer to as This and That. It's kind of what's going on in our lives right now, what's happening this week, big and little things, as Bill said, and some, fun, silly pop culture stuff, but maybe things that are relevant to the entire planet right now. Also, our segment 2 is going to be what we refer to as our community call out, where we're going to have a special guest most of the time from local businesses, local charities, from just all different walks of life,
Yes.
to kind of help promote their business or their event and so forth. And then our last segment of the show will be called Add to Favorites.
Yes. Very excited about that one.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, 'cause
Let's
that's
talk about it a little bit.
It's like the information station one.
That's right.
So the add to favorites is just going to be a topic that revolves around our theme of the month. And it's going to be some great information that hopefully you can apply in your life, use it, pass it along to someone else, and hopefully you find it interesting.
That's
The
right.
research we do, or the things we know, or things we've learned along the way, or that we've
right.
learned from others. So I think that's going to be really cool.
I
And
do
we'll
too.
have links to that on our website so that people can kind of look up the information themselves as
That's
well.
right. Exactly. And as well as contact information, if it's something related to an event or a community event, charity event, could be anything. So I think we're going to start this off real quick with why we're doing the podcast. A friend of mine who also does a podcast had mentioned that, telling the audience why you're doing a podcast in the first one is a good way to sort of kick things off. So Angie and I will bounce back and forth here, but I just wanted to start with, we're doing the podcast mostly to get involved in the community. We've been talking for years about getting involved in the community and charities and helping people. And it's really just been a matter of filling our lives with other things that we get busy with and not really doing anything. So in my mind, this is a really good way to put our feet to the fire, because once we come on a podcast, we talk about these events. We've got guests in for these events. We talk about how we're going to be at these events. Then we better be at the event, because, we'll get called out on it. And so it's sort of a way of forcing us to do it, not to mention the sort of moral dilemma of saying you're going to do it to an actual audience like you guys and then not doing it. So that's the biggest reason, really. And Angie, I don't know if you want to jump in and add anything to that.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've had those words that we've been speaking for these past couple of years, and it's really deep down in our heart that it's something we actually want to do.
That's right.
And we want to get out there in our local community and even farther than that and help others.
That's
I mean, really, it's really what we want to do. And doing things that make you feel good because you're helping somebody else to improve or feel better or get the help they need. It will just make everybody's life better in the long run. So if everybody did a little bit of that every day, it'd be a different place. So we want to start being that little bit, right?
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
even if it's a little bit, that's what we want to do.
And you've got a good point. In my experience, when you help other people, it makes you feel really good. And if you've never really gone out of your way to do something for people that you don't know, that you're not going to get anything physically in return for, it's hard to explain, but it really does make you feel good. And, it gets you engaged with other people and makes everyone's lives better, as Angie said. So that's why we're doing the podcast. That's our big goal with why we're doing the podcast, to drive up our own involvement with the community. But at the same time, I said that weird, community. But at the same time, to bring awareness to everyone that's listening, to provide value to everyone that's listening, both in the fun, pop culture, goofy stuff, but also, more importantly, in how you can be a part of your community. And if you're already into community events, some specifics about some you may not be aware of. So that's the biggest one. And to me, our biggest target audience are people that want to help out in their community, or the people that need help, the people that need motivation, the people that could use a helping hand. And I think that's, to me, who we're really targeting.
Yeah, and I think also it's for the people listening, for everyone listening, it's we're like a place that you could come to if you need help with some type of event that you want to help set up. And we could help drive that event and
absolutely,
bring awareness to it, depending on what it is that you're passionate about. So I think that's ultimately where I see us, is like being a kind of go-to to get these events going
get the
in
ball
the
rolling.
community.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And being there to help people to get these things off the ground.
Yeah, and that also gives us sort of information or insight into events that we may not have known about. It's really hard to keep up with everything. I know Angie's been doing a lot of research leading up to this podcast launch, and there are an enormous amount of charities, of local events, of business events. And so keeping track of the ones that are the most relevant it's tricky. So that's the other advantage of people bringing it to us. We can help get it rolling. We can get involved. We can get the word out about it.
Getting the word out. Mm-hmm.
And then we can also physically come and help. So,
yeah. And that's the thing. Of course, you want to be there at everything to help, with everything, but you can't. So maybe just us speaking about something, there's other people that can go get involved in that event or, that walk or that food drive or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they hear about it on the podcast.
Right.
And then now they know about it because it's hard to just type in a search and go through
Find it
and
all.
you have to, look through each one, make sure it is a, legit cause because unfortunately sometimes they're not, and make sure it's something you support.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, I also think, I keep doing that. I also think that, I turned to my iPad and said, do not disturb, and it's still popping up stuff. So sorry for that little distraction there. But I also think that my experience with the people that I do know in the community, I feel like there's a lot of positive energy between us and those people, between those people. And I feel like we can assist to make some real connections between the right people. Mm-hmm. If we're not the right person for it, then we can connect the right people to do it.
Yeah, of course.
And one more thing I want to mention before we roll forward here is we are doing a giveaway for this first podcast. So the first two people to either call us at 407-490-3899 or email us at feedback@fineandanjee.com. That's FINEANDANJEE.com. The first two people to contact us either way, leave a message at the phone number or in your email, include this. This is the catchphrase that will win the prize for the Google Home Mini or the fitness tracker. And we're going to start, I think the first person to call in or email in will get the Google Home Mini, and the second person will get the fitness tracker. And the key phrase is help more people. Just those 3 words, help more people. And we're going to start using that as hashtags on a lot of the social media and things that we post because we want to encourage everyone to help more people. So anyway, what I wanted to do for this first podcast is Angie and I talked about it, and we decided a good way for you guys to sort of get to know who we are a little bit as we launch into this is to do a game of questions between each other. So we've each written 5 questions that we're going to ask each other, see if we can answer. And in the meantime, you guys will learn a little bit about us along the way.
Do we get a prize for it? What are we competing for? Is it competition?
And we should do it to where the loser has to do something like
Okay.
laundry or dinner. Make dinner tomorrow night. It's tomorrow. So we're recording this on a Monday. So tomorrow night is Taco Tuesday.
Tomorrow's Taco Tuesday. Are you making tacos?
I certainly can if I lose, but I'm not going to lose.
Okay. Okay. Whatever you say.
All right. So ladies first.
All right.
So you go first with your 5. Or would you say 5 or 6 questions? I wrote 6.
I have 6.
Okay. We did say 6. Yeah. Okay.
So now you have to answer these quick. Can't think too.
Okay.
This is supposed to be quick.
You're
supposed to know me.
You got it.
Right? Okay, here we go.
What's it, like 5 seconds or something?
Lightning round.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Here we go. So, where did I grow up?
I don't know where you were born in Michigan. I know that.
I was.
You grew up in Michigan?
Till I was like 12.
That
and
counts.
Then I moved to Florida.
That counts.
Yeah, it does count. Yeah. I also moved around a little bit. So I've lived in Colorado, North Carolina, Louisiana, Florida a couple times. Yeah. So moved around a little bit.
Very nice.
And you grew up in?
Well, that's one of my questions, actually, believe it or not. So
I ruined it.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's a good idea. So I think if it's not one of my questions, then I'll answer the same thing.
Okay.
All right.
How many siblings do I have?
How many siblings do you have? In 5 seconds, you have 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Yes, I have 3 biological and a half sister who
Right.
lives in Michigan.
Awesome.
Yes.
I'll win that one too. 2 for 2.
Gosh, 2 for 2. Oh my goodness. Okay. What's my favorite outdoor activity?
These are
Quick.
super easy.
Don't
Kayaking.
repeat it. It's taken out of your time. You can't repeat the question.
Super easy.
Dang it. Okay. What do you see, or what do I see myself doing in 10 years from now?
What do you see yourself doing in 10 years from now? I know what I see you doing 10 years from now.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what you see yourself doing 10 years from now, but so I'll go with this. I see you running your health and wellness company and having a team of health and wellness coaches.
Get it out there. Get it out.
She's doing the 5 countdown on her hand, like you got 5 seconds, 5, 4. So I'm
You're
panicking.
way past the 5 seconds.
Whatever. That's what I see.
Yes.
Is that right too?
Yeah, there's
this is
one
no
other
challenge.
thing. I'm going to be 53.
Right?
Okay. I hope to have my business going. Hopefully it's successful. And I have like this group of people that
Sure.
work with me to help improve people's lives. But I want to travel.
Yes.
Travel?
Oh, see, I thought job. That's a good one. Okay. I was thinking job. You're right. You
But
could do both.
What do I want to travel in?
You
Bonus
want to
question.
travel. Okay. I'm not going to, I'm trying to think of the name of it, the brand name of it. Because if I just say motorhome, it sounds like Breaking Bad or some piece of junk. An Airstream, like a
Yeah.
really nice Airstream.
Yeah, I want something classy, baby.
Me too.
Classy.
I'm right there with
go.
you.
Okay. Oh, you're not going to get this one. I know it. What's my favorite movie of all time that I've watched 5 million times?
It's probably some super sappy chick flick or a comedy.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not giving you.
Okay, you made a face when I said chick flick, so I'm gonna say, oh, it is. I know it. I do know this.
No, you don't.
It's the comedy where that guy drives a motorcycle or something.
That's not my favorite one.
Oh, are you giving me the answer? Oh, geez, I don't know. Ace Ventura?
No. But good guesses. It is a comedy. It's Tommy Boy with
Tommy
Chris
Boy.
Farley.
I should have known that.
But Hot Rod
Hot Rod. That's the other
with
one.
Adam Sandberg takes a close second.
Oh, that's the one I was
Because
thinking
me
of.
and my boys used to watch that one all the time and crack up.
I can answer that one too,
That's a dumb
but I'm
funny
not
one.
going to because it'll ruin my questions.
Oh, yeah, don't answer it then. Okay, one more. Here
Yep.
we go.
Got it.
What is my go-to cheat food when I'm not eating healthy?
Oh, you're always eating healthy, so
Yeah, but every once in a while I got to have this, or if we go out.
that's another easy one. All these are easy for me. I know what it is because I'm so happy when you say that. Like when we're out and you say, I want to get a cheeseburger.
Oh, yes.
I knew it was that.
Okay. But where do I want to get the cheeseburger from? Because everybody has their cheeseburger place.
I know that one too.
Okay.
Your favorite cheeseburger place is Red Robin.
Yum. And what would I get with the cheeseburger?
Fries, of course.
What? No, there's something specific.
The garlic dip sauce with the fry. Oh, the drink, the root beer float.
Yeah.
I got-
Extra
I'm-
ice cream, please. Thank you.
I got all 6, right? Did I get all 6?
Yeah, you got them all. No, you didn't get the
I didn't get number
movie.
4. Oh, I didn't get the you traveling in the RV.
That's okay.
You can't give it to me. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6.
Okay. All right. Your turn.
All right. I have a couple that are kind of the same. One is
Okay.
exactly the
I'm
same.
going to follow the rules, though, and do it within 5 seconds.
Oh, we need a timer.
Okay.
All right.
My fingers.
You got
Here
it.
Here they are.
All right. First question. Where did I grow up?
Apopka. That's easy.
True.
Born and raised.
That's very true. I was
Yes.
born in the Apopka Hospital. I don't think you can even. I don't
It's
think
not
they-
even called the Apopka Hospital.
Oh, it's
anymore, I
really
don't
not.
think.
It was then.
I don't
I
think
was
so.
born in Apopka Hospital. I went to Apopka Elementary School, Apopka Junior High, as they used to call it back then, and Apopka High School. And I still live in Apopka. And my middle name is Apopka.
You're so funny.
It's not really.
That would
Okay.
be just mean if somebody did that to their child.
My first job was in Apopka, though, and that's my next question. What was my first job?
Oh. You worked for your parents. Oh, in the nursery.
That's right. In a
Okay.
greenhouse. In Fox's Nursery.
All right.
That was my first
I
job.
think that was past
I was
5
underpaid.
seconds, but...
I was underpaid, Mom. Under the table, too, probably.
Hey, at least they paid you. My children did like Free labor, buddy.
Nice.
Free
nice.
labor.
Okay. How many? Well, this is the same one, really, too. How many brothers or sisters do
Oh.
I have?
Oh, I need more than 5 seconds for that. Hold
Nope.
on 1 second. Yes, I do.
5.
Yeah, no, because you took
4,
a while on one of them.
3.
Okay. I think
2.
you have 2. You have 2 on one side,
Yep.
and you have 2 sisters and 3
This is-
brothers. 7?
7 total. You got it.
I did
I can't
get it?
believe you got that right.
See, I had to do some thinking.
You got that right.
Oh.
Yes.
7.
Seven. I'm the first of
taco
8.
dinner.
I am the first of 8 children. That is correct. Counting both sides.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm the first child too, and I was 5 years older than my sister.
Yep.
7 years, or no, yeah, it's like 5, 7, and 9. So I was the oldest. So I was the little mama.
Nice.
Well,
I
mom
wonder
of
if
the
there's a
bunch.
correlation between people that are in the same position of the family, like if they get along better. I bet there is. Isn't the firstborn usually the most responsible? I'll have to look that up. I might be making that up.
Yeah, no, because I'm not the most responsible. My sister is probably the most responsible.
Well,
She's not the risk taker and stuff. I'm the risk taker. I'm not afraid to go do anything. Yeah.
okay, ready for
Okay.
number 4? 5 seconds only on this one, really.
Okay.
What's my favorite book? Why are you
Stephen
whispering
King.
Stephen King?
Because I don't know the
It's
name
creepy.
of the books.
It's creepy. Stephen King. Stephen King.
I would say it's a Stephen King book, but I don't know
It's not, actually.
any of the names of the books.
It's not Stephen King. I do
The
love
Mist.
Stephen King books. No, and I like that one story. It's not my favorite Stephen King book is the Tommyknockers, for the record. But no, it's actually not Stephen King. It's
I know
my
what it
other.
is.
It's my other favorite
It's
author.
your favorite movie too.
It is.
It's Fight Club.
It is Fight Club.
Dang it! You just had that shirt on.
I did. That's too funny. Yeah, that's my absolute favorite. Favorite book. Favorite movie. What is your favorite book? Let me try that one. Not To Kill a
The
Mockingbird.
Killer Mockingjay.
To Kill a Mockingjay. To
What's the
Hunger
name of the
Games.
Yeah, I like the Hunger Games.
Right.
I like easy reads.
Right.
Dan Fox.
Hey, Daniel
Okay.
Fox books are easy reads.
I know they are.
I promised
That's
I
why I
wasn't
like
gonna.
them.
I promised I wasn't gonna plug on this, but
Yeah.
it was too easy right there.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I like easy reads and I like dystopia type books.
I like those too.
I think those are very interesting to
I
me.
do too, honestly.
Yeah.
I never did watch those because I saw the movies first, and after seeing the movie, I can't go read a book because I already know what's going to happen.
Oh, see, I've read them like 3 times before and after.
I tried that with The Maze Runner,
Yeah.
which is a good movie, by the way.
Yep.
All right, here's my last 2.
Okay.
What's my favorite thing to do outside?
Not the same as mine. Yours would be biking.
It is biking.
Yeah.
Yes, I love biking. We've got here in Apopka and in Central Florida, we've got rails to trails where they've taken the old railroad tracks and converted them to bike trails. And it's awesome because the grade isn't too steep. It's fun.
Is that why they call it that?
That is why they call it
I
that.
had no
We'll have to have
idea.
somebody on from Rails to Trails at some point.
Oh,
but
I
yeah.
had no idea. I just
That's
thought
fine.
that's what they called it.
Yep, that's why they call
Oh,
it that.
that is funny.
It's also
How did I not know that?
I don't know if every single bit of the trail was a train track, but parts of it were.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be really cool. And I actually have somebody that Seth from Black Matter Training, I asked him if he wanted to be on.
Yep.
And he actually trains people on street bikes, like
Oh,
for cycling.
nice.
Yeah,
Very
that's one of the
nice.
things he does. He's a personal
So-
trainer. It's pretty cool.
Full disclosure here, I love biking, but my idea of a really intense bike ride is about 30 miles on my trek bike. It's a good workout for me. Much respect and props to those people, those guys and gals that are on those super speedy, skin tight suits with a helmet flying by me at 100 miles an hour. I'm not that guy. I'm cruising along. Average speed's about 13 miles an hour, and I'm really enjoying nature and the sun and the workout.
Well, and I don't like to be on the roads because I've almost been hit several times, and I don't. I'd rather be on the trail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but even on the trail, they come flying through there sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, what's my favorite thing to do inside?
That's don't no, not the 5-second thing. Anything creative is what I would say.
But it's got to be one thing. That's
creative. That's the thing.
No, come on.
Being creative.
I'm going to feel guilty if I win.
It's going to be reading.
All right, I'm going to give you half a point for reading because it's writing.
Well, those are two different things. You can't get no point for that.
You kind of read when you write.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'll take that.
All right, so how many did you get? You got 1, 2, 3.
I didn't really keep track.
4. I didn't keep track either. 5. Oh, yeah, I did. 5. You still won. You missed 1. I missed 2. So I got to make the tacos. I'm not sure if you want me to make dinner over you making dinner, but I'll do it. I will stand by it.
Basically, I have to give step-by-step instructions, but it's okay. Well, that was kind of fun.
That was fun. And so that kind of wraps up the bulk of this podcast because we didn't want to go too long on the first one without a guest. We wanted to give you guys a chance to get to know us a little bit. You'll get to know us a lot more as we go further through the podcast. Normally, this is where we tell you about current local events, which ones we will actually be at that you can come out and meet with us. But this is our first podcast. We are launching this podcast with the second episode of the podcast as well, which will be available as soon as this one posts. And I want to give a shout out because we're going to also do weekly shout outs in the podcast right here. I want to give a shout out to Travis Timmons. He and Kayla run a podcast called Keeping It Positive. Mm-hmm. Highly encourage you to check it out. It's a great podcast. And, Travis has been very helpful. I met with him about our podcast. He gave me some tips and tricks. And in the future, we've talked about doing a collaboration of some kind. So stay tuned for that as well. Yeah,
that's a very uplifting podcast that they do.
Yes. Keeping it positive.
And he's just a really nice guy.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
So support anything he does.
Same.
Awesome.
Same.
Yep.
So I'm excited to have him on.
Yes.
And I'm excited to do some work with him after that too.
Yeah.
Super talented guy. And then also want to give a shout out again to Bill Files, the guy who did the announcement. Bill manages a group of radio stations here in town. We're going to have him on to talk a little bit more of that in the coming episodes. He's also recording an audiobook for me, and he's just amazingly skilled. So props to Bill. And again, thank you for that. And this is also what we will normally do, like all the hashtags for social media, if we're doing shout outs for you.
And I just thought of something really cool. So, we did some questions that we came up with, but maybe everybody wants to know something different about us. So I just thought that this would be a cool opportunity for them to ask us questions about ourselves. So, we have like our call-in number that they could call in, leave a message, and that number is 407-490-3899.
Yep.
Or they could also email us at feedback@fineandanjee, that's DANJEE.com.
That's
so
right.
We'd love to hear from you all.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's a great idea. Yeah. So if there's things that you want to know about us to start, or if there's things that you want us to talk about on the show, we're going to do our best to actually post the voicemails on the show. So please let us know if you don't want us to post your voicemail, and please let us know if you do not want us to use your name, because otherwise we're going to assume that you want your email or your voicemail, your email, recited, or your voicemail played on the air. But it would be really cool for you guys to ask us what you'd like to know. If you have suggestions for the show, if you want to talk about something that we talked about on the show, but we ran out of time or something like that, please let us know. We're excited to hear from you. And I think that's the big feedback thing, and we'll mention that at the end of every show as far as our email address and our phone number to call us and or to get in contact with us. As far as social media, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Fine and Danjee, and again, that's FINEANDANJEE, because Angie spells her name ANJEE.
I'm weird. You want to know the story behind that? Do you know the story behind that?
I don't.
So my real name...
I do want to know, but I don't know the story.
So real name is Angela.
Yep.
Okay. Parents called me Angie for short.
Right.
ANGIE. I don't even know how to spell it anymore. It's been so long.
Right.
When I was in 8th grade down here in Florida, my first year in the middle school, there was like 3 Angies. and I wanted to be different.
Oh, nice.
So I started spelling it Anjee. I
Well, good for
changed
you.
my own name.
I have never heard or seen it spelled like that, so it's very unique.
Thank you.
Just like you. Love it. Wow, my
Aw.
voice like went super high pitch right there. I have to turn that down in the edit.
All right.
So anyway, we just want to thank you guys for listening. We're really excited to make something out of this that truly adds value to your life, and not just a waste of time. I listen to almost exclusively podcasts these days. I like some of them that are just about movies and music and stuff, but the ones I like the most are the ones that I come out of feeling like I really got something out of it. That's what our intention is here, to help people in our real lives, to help people in their own lives. Even if you don't live in our community, we're happy to get involved, help, and promote any communities anywhere, any events anywhere that we feel are going to add value or help people. And that's our biggest sort of theme there, is to help people. And, I don't want to plug, but I do want to mention at the end of every episode, please rate the podcast, review, and subscribe to the podcast. That'll really help us keep this going. And
So I was going to say, as we're just kind of coming to an end, that we're doing this because we want to make a difference, right? And so that's what we want to pass along to everybody out there. All right? We want you to do something that will make somebody's day better. And that just a little bit of change that you make, or that little bit of, brightness that you bring to that person's life, can make a difference in the world. Just starting, from person to person.
Agree.
From,
it's not a lot of work.
Group to group or city to city, whatever, however big it can go, but it can make a change in the world. Yeah,
I agree. And it's really not that much effort involved in doing it. It's not like you have to go build a house for somebody, just little things you can do along the way. Here's an example. I was in line, and I really don't ever eat fast food, so don't give me the eye.
I am giving you
I know,
eye.
but I was in the line at a fast food place a few weeks ago, and a police officer was pulled in line behind me. I've never thought about doing this, but I think it's a great idea. This is what I challenge our listeners to do right out of the chute. If you're in line at a drive-through, and you notice a police officer or a fireman or a public servant in a car behind you, buy their meal. I paid for his meal and left. And I'm not saying that to brag that, I paid for, I just think it's a great gesture. It's a simple little thing. It hardly cost you anything. And it might have made his day.
And
His or
it
her
made
day.
your day, because it
did.
makes you feel good just knowing you did it.
It really did. Yeah. And I took off before I couldn't see through the windshield. So he or she had a chance to thank me. And that almost made it better.
It does. It does.
Yeah. And another big theme of the show, or I guess kind of falls in line with all this, is, so many of us have so many similar concerns in life, or stress factors, or challenges, or health issues, anxiety, whatever it is. If you feel alone with stuff like that, it's important to know that we all have a lot in common. And it's important to talk about that stuff and to try to always stay positive about whatever it is you're going through. And we encourage you to talk about that too when you call or email us. And if you don't feel comfortable airing that on the air with a voicemail, then send us an email. And if you don't want your name recited, or even if you don't even want the email put on the air, but you just want us to read it, let us know. We're happy and excited to get those kinds of things from you.
That's right. We want to just thank you guys so much for listening to our very first podcast. We're excited to bring you more and to hear your ideas, so that we can, get those recorded as well, and make something happen that maybe you have a vision of, but can't do it yourself.
That's right.
We want to help with that.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, we always want you to know that, remember, it's all fine and dandy.
It is all fine and dandy. Very nice. Well, thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right. See you next time.